better wait here. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Even 10 minutes is a long time to be awake from.
Culture Uncut, man. We're kicking it. Different type of vibes. We're doing a live show of the debates, so it's a different type of vibe. No intros, no shenanigans. Fellas, what's up with it, man? We're gonna get, I see Big T down at the bottom right now. We're gonna get that audio going in a little bit. But what's up with it, fellas?
Man, chilling, man. Just sitting back, letting this marinate, man. Watch this debate, bro. I chose Donnie.
How daddy doing? You proud of daddy?
Donnie, what?
Big T. Big T. Let's get some audio going, man. Different type of format. They got commercial breaks for the first time.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2%.
Man, you know they done juice dog
they
on
just paid
Joe
24%.
and get that boy that shot.
Either one of those numbers. They've raised $500 million, billion dollars, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our health care system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person
older guy.
You gotta respect Biden. You talking to Sleepy Joe shenanigans, bro. I'm trying to hit the policies, man.
Dealing with everything we have to do with. Look.
Oh, get your shit together, bro.
We finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Oh, Trump about to
He's
roast
right.
his
He
knee.
did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare because all of these people are coming in. They're putting them on Medicare. They're putting them on Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security. This man is going to single-handedly destroy Social Security. These millions and millions of people coming in, they're trying to put them on Social Security. He will wipe out Social Security. He will wipe out Medicare. So he was right in the way he finished that sentence. And it's a shame. What's happened to our country in the last 4 years is not to be believed. Foreign countries, I'm friends with a lot of people. They cannot believe what happened to the United States of America. We're no longer respected. They don't like us. We give them everything they want, and they think we're stupid. They think we're very stupid people. What we're doing for other countries, and they do nothing for us. What this man has done is absolutely criminal.
Thank you, President Trump. Tana?
This is the first presidential election since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. This morning, the court ruled on yet another abortion case, temporarily allowing emergency abortions to continue in Idaho, despite that state's restrictive ban. Former President Trump, you take credit for the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which returned the issue of abortion
so old, man. They just like they frowning all the time, bro. Look,
the federal government still plays a role in whether or not women have access to abortion pills. They're used in about 2/3 of all abortions.
Big Trump look like he's holding in a fart right now, boy.
Abortion medication.
First of all, the Supreme Court just approved the abortion bill, and I agree with their decision to have done that, and I will not block it. And if you look at this whole question that you're asking, complex, but not really complex. 51 years ago, you had Roe v. Wade, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states. Everybody, without exception. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives. Everybody wanted it back. Religious leaders. And what I did is I put 3 great Supreme Court justices on the court, and they happened to vote in favor of killing Roe v. Wade and moving it back to the states. This is something that everybody wanted. Now, 10 years ago or so, they started talking about how many weeks and how many this, getting into other things. But every legal scholar throughout the world, the most respected, wanted it brought back to the states.
Well, at least LeBron's not going to get old and have to get up out of that
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Working it out. If you look at Ohio, it was a decision that was an end result that was a little bit more liberal than you would have thought. Kansas, I would say the same thing. Texas is different. Florida is different. But they're all making their own decisions right now. And right now, the states control it. That's the vote of the people. Like Ronald Reagan, I believe in the exceptions. I am a person that believes. And frankly, I think it's important to believe in the exceptions. Some people, you have to follow your heart. Some people don't believe in that. But I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I think it's very important. Some people don't. Follow your heart. But you have to get elected also, right. And because that has to do with other things. You got to get elected. The problem they have is they're radical because they will take the life of a child in the 8th month, the 9th month, and even after birth. After birth, if you look at the former governor of Virginia, he was willing to do this. He said, we'll put the baby aside and we'll determine what we do with the baby, meaning we'll kill the baby. What happened is we brought it back to the states, and the country is now coming together on this issue. It's been a great thing.
Thank you. President Biden?
It's been a terrible thing, what you've done. The fact is that the vast majority of constitutional scholars supported Roe when it was decided, supported Roe. And that's this idea that they're all against it is just ridiculous. And this is the guy who says the state should be able to have it. We're in a state where in 6 weeks, you don't even know whether you're pregnant or not, but you cannot see a doctor and have him decide on what your circumstances are, whether you need help. The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states, let each state have a different rule. Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered.
Man, listen to Mike.
He was in my class. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in. They talk about that. But here's the deal. There's a lot of young women who are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous. And they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
Hey, man,
there have been many young women murdered by the same people he allows to come across our border. We have a border that's the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. Consider the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. And he opened it up, and these killers are coming into our country. And they are raping and killing women. And it's a terrible thing. As far as the abortion's concerned, it is now back with the states. The states are voting. In many cases, it's frankly a very liberal decision. In many cases, it's the opposite. But they're voting, and it's bringing it back to the vote of the people, which is what everybody wanted, including the founders, if they knew about this issue, which frankly they didn't. But they would have. Everybody wanted brought back. Ronald Reagan wanted it brought back. He wasn't able to get it. Everybody wanted it brought back, and many presidents had tried to get it back. I was the one to do it. And again, this gives it the vote of the people, and that's where they wanted it. Every legal scholar wanted it that way.
Staying on the topic of abortion, President Biden, 7 states.
Does that affect y'all when I turn it down?
This is the same topic. 7 states have no legal restrictions on how far into a pregnancy a woman can obtain an abortion. Do you support any legal limits on how late a woman should be able to terminate a pregnancy?
I supported Roe v. Wade, which had 3 trimesters. The first time is between the woman and the doctor. Second time is between the doctor and an extreme situation. The third time is between the doctor, between the woman and the state. The idea that the politicians, that the founders wanted the politicians to be the ones making decisions about women's health is ridiculous. That's the last. No politician should be making that decision. A doctor should be making those decisions. That's how it should be run.
Yeah, I thought a motherfucker rebooted, didn't it?
And if I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade.
So that means he can take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Again, the governor.
Man, none of you old motherfuckers need to be talking about women in their doggone rights, dog.
He's willing to, as we say,
y'all need to let women figure that shit out, man.
The 9th month and kill the baby.
You old motherfuckers ain't got no business talking about this shit right now. Y'all need to talk about.
Nobody wants it to happen.
Some other shit.
Trump, I don't know what Trump got that after birth.
The Roe v. Wade does not provide for that. That's not the circumstance. Only woman's life is in danger. She's going to die. That's the only circumstance which that can happen. But we are not for late-term abortion, period. Period, period.
Yeah, no state.
Roe v. Wade,
I'm
you
with
have
you on that
late-term abortion. You can do whatever you want, depending on the state. You can do whatever you want. We don't think that's a good thing. We think it's a radical thing. We think the Democrats are the radicals, not the Republicans.
For 51 years, that was the law. 51 years, constitutional scholarship said it was the right way to go. 51 years, and it was taken away because this guy was very conservative members on the Supreme Court. He takes credit for taking it away. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? In fact, if the MAGA Republicans, he gets elected, and the MAGA Republicans control the Congress, and they pass a universal ban on abortion, period, across the board at 6 weeks or 7 or 8 or 10 weeks, something very, very conservative. Is he going to sign that bill? I'll veto it. He'll sign it.
Thank you.
Let's turn now to the issue of immigration and border security. President Biden, a record number of migrants have illegally crossed the southern border on your watch. Overwhelming border states and overburdening cities such as New York and Chicago, and in some cases causing real safety and security
work-wife
concerns.
issues right now.
Given that, why should voters trust you to solve this crisis?
Because we worked very hard to get a bipartisan agreement that not only changed all of that, it made sure that we are in a situation where you had no circumstance where they could come across the border with the number of border police there are now. We significantly increased the number of asylum officers. Significantly, by the way, the Border Patrol endorsed my position. In addition to that, we found ourselves in a situation where when he was president, he was separating babies from their mothers, putting them in cages, making sure the families were separated.
You just letting people in America.
That's not the right way to go. What I've done since I've changed the law, what's happened? I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where
Biden can't
40%
debate
fewer
you and
people
Trump,
coming across the border illegally. It's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
He can't run the country.
I really don't know what he
these
said.
words is tough to get out, bro.
I don't think he knows what he said either. I'm
with you, bro.
All he had to do was leave. All he had to do was leave.
With you when you're right, Big T.
He decided to open up our border, open up our country to people that are from prisons, people that are from mental institutions, insane asylum, terrorists. We have the largest number of terrorists coming into our country right now, all terrorists, all over the world, not just in South America.
Man,
all over the
Biden
world,
talked like he had a
from
VA
the Middle East,
appointment,
everywhere, all over the world they're pouring
100%.
in. And this guy just left it open.
Where Big T get that stat from, man?
Because I didn't have legislation. I said close.
That man said
the
we got more terrorists than Al Qaeda.
History. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol, who is great, and by the way, who endorsed me for president, but I won't say that, but they endorsed me for president. Brandon, just speak to him.
We're just trying to scare people,
we had the safest border in history. Now we have the worst border in history. There's never been anything like it. And people are dying all over the place, including the people that are coming up in caravans.
President Trump. President
Biden on that,
the only terrorist who's done anything crossing the border is one who came along and killed three, and his administration, killed an Al-Qaeda person come in his administration.
Oh, come on, stumbling Joe.
American soldiers. Killed 3 American soldiers. That's the only terrorist that's there.
No, mother, you need to talk about these doggone kids who shooting up the damn schools.
The ones that they just raped.
The one who just doggone stormed the doggone.
Once again, he's exaggerating.
Capital.
Multiple rapes in New York.
President Trump, staying on the topic of immigration, you've said that you're going to carry out, quote,
all these white boys that shooting up schools, we need to talk about
American history.
The ones who stormed the Capitol, that's who we need to talk about, the terrorists.
Undocumented immigrant in America, including those who have jobs, including those whose spouses are citizens, and including those who have lived here for decades? And if so, how will you do it?
Just 1 second. He said we killed 3 people. The people we killed are al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, the 2 greatest terrorists, biggest terrorists anywhere in the world. And it had a huge impact on everything, not just border, on everything.
Hey, he ain't lying, though.
He's the one that killed people with
no country trying to press no buttons.
Hundreds of thousands
Ukraine
of people
wasn't
dying.
invaded. Israel
and also killing our citizens when they come in. We are living right now in a rat's nest. They're killing our people in New York, in
rats have
California, in every state in the union, because we don't have borders anymore. Every state is now a border. And because of his ridiculous, insane, and very stupid policies, people are coming in and they're killing our citizens at a level that we've never seen. We call it migrant crime. I call it Biden migrant crime. They're killing our citizens at a level that we've never seen before. And you're reading it like these three incredible young girls over the last few days. One of them, I just spoke to the mother, and he just had the funeral for this girl, 12 years old. This is horrible what's taken place. What's taken place in our country, we're literally an uncivilized country now. He doesn't want it to be. He just doesn't know. He opened the borders. Nobody's ever seen anything like. And we have to get a lot of these people out, and we have to get them out fast because they're going to destroy our country. Just take a look at where they're living. They're living in luxury hotels in New York City and other places. Our veterans are on the street.
Living in Trump Tower.
Because he doesn't care about our veterans. He doesn't care. He doesn't like the military at all. And he doesn't care about our veterans.
Man,
Nobody's been worse. I have the highest approval rating for veterans taking care of the VA. He has the worst. He's gotten rid of all the things that I approved. Choice that I got through Congress, all of the different things I approved, they abandoned. We had by far the highest, and now it's down in less than half because he's done all these great things that we did. And I think he did it just because I approved it, which is crazy. But he has killed so many people at our border by allowing all of these people to come in. And it's a very sad day in America.
President Biden, you have the mic.
Every single thing he said is a lie. Every single one.
Joe.
For example, veterans are a hell of a lot better off since I passed the PACT Act. 1 million of them now have insurance, and their families have it. Their families have it because what happened, whether it was Agent Orange or burn pits, they're all being covered now. And he opposed, his group opposed that. We're also in a situation where we have great respect for veterans. My son spent a year in Iraq, living one next to one of those burn pits, came back with stage 4 glioblastoma.
Your son spent a year in Krakow, sir.
In France.
Hey, man.
D-Day.
I ain't even know Hunter Biden. That's probably why he on crack.
He went to the World War II cemetery.
Starting to make sense.
He refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers.
Like you got influenza
My son
or some
was not
shit,
a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
You should,
no.
You shouldn't have brought up his son. You shouldn't have brought. Oh, you about to get cooked.
Yeah, you don't fuck up. You fucking with Big T.
We put it in commercials. We've notified them. We had 19 people that said I didn't say it. And think of this. Who would say I'm at a cemetery or I'm talking about our veterans? Because nobody's taken better care. I'm so glad this came up and he brought it up. There's nobody that's taken better care of our soldiers than I have. To think that I would, in front of generals and others, say suckers and losers. We have 19 people that said it was never said by me. It was made up by him, just like Russia was made up, just like the 51 intelligence agents are made up.
Man, look
at
Joe,
thing
man.
The
He about to
16
stall out.
economists are talking. It's the same
That boy
thing.
look pissed right now. Look at
agents said that the laptop was Russia disinformation. It wasn't.
Somebody go get his man a shot.
From his son Hunter. It wasn't Russia disinformation. He made up the suckers and losers, so he should apologize to me right now.
Ooh, he should. He should be.
Your side was on your staff who said you said it. Period. That's number one.
Period.
Capital T.
City girls. Like he definitely.
The idea that I have to apologize to you for anything along the line. We've done more for veterans than
he said period one more time, dog. Like
American history.
Kamala writing this shit.
Now or their family.
It ain't on the shot. Let me look at the doggone shot list one more time. Mike sent over a shot list for
Kamala.
Equip them when they go to
Kamala
war.
wrote this shit for all the period shit. You been hanging out with her too much.
They're doing more for veterans than ever before in our history.
All right, thank you so much.
Let's move to the topic of foreign policy. I want to begin with Russia's war against Ukraine, which is now in its
the
third
ninja
year.
policies. When we get into our policies.
That's what I'm waiting on. I don't give a damn about none of these doggone.
They ain't talking about it. It's 16 they can't talk about.
They've been talking about Roe versus Wade since I've been able to hear politics.
Abandons its bid to join NATO.
Man, let's get on these social justice issues.
Nah, I want to hear this foreign shit.
Our veterans and our soldiers can't stand this guy. They can't stand him. They think he's the worst commander-in-chief, if that's what you call him, that we've ever had. They can't stand him. So let's get that straight. And they like me more than just about any of them.
My man wasted like 5 seconds on insults.
Single bit of information.
Yeah.
As far as
bro,
Russia
get to the
and
policies.
Ukraine, if we had a real president, the president that knew, that was respected by Putin, he would have never invaded.
He's wasting all the time on insults.
A lot of people are dead right now, much more than people know. You know, they talk about numbers. You can double those numbers, maybe triple those numbers. He did nothing to stop it. In fact, I think he encouraged Russia from going in. I'll tell you what happened. He was so bad with Afghanistan. It was such a horrible embarrassment, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, that when Putin watched that and he saw the incompetence, that he should have fired those generals, like I fired the one that you mentioned, and so he's got no love.
Get him out of here.
He should have fired those generals. No general got fired for the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, Afghanistan, where we left billions of dollars of
Big T, none of them generals want to work for your ass, though.
Soldiers, and 38 soldiers were obliterated.
You know none of them motherfuckers ain't want to work for Big T.
We left American citizens behind. When Putin saw that, he said, you know what? I think we're going to go in and maybe take this was his dream. I talked to him about it, his dream. The difference is
he talked to Putin about his dream?
Ukraine.
I want to hear some policies.
Just like Israel would have never been invaded in a million years by
Damn.
Hamas. You know why? Because Iran was broke.
Voting for like class
I
president.
wouldn't let anybody do business with
them. Yeah, it is worse than that.
Money. They were broke.
I think my class president's got more sense than these motherfuckers.
For anything.
Motherfucker tell me they'll give us peace every Friday. I might vote for them right now because I ain't learned shit. So they just like, yo, peace for everybody every Friday.
I'm trying to tell you.
Never heard.
But it got to be a vegan pizza, ain't it?
Look, the fact of the matter is,
Let's see, that's his Biden policies.
Let's take the last point first. Yeah. Iran attacked American troops, caused brain damage for a number of these troops, and he did nothing about it. Recently, not when he was president. They attacked. He said they're just having headaches. That's all it is. He didn't do a thing when the attack took place, number one.
He assassinated
number
the
two,
top general.
We got over 100,000
He can't debate you and Trump, bro.
others out of Afghanistan.
Y'all time up.
Number three, we found ourselves in a situation where if you take a look at what Trump did in Ukraine, this guy told Trump, do whatever you want, and do whatever you want. And that's exactly what Trump did. To Putin, encourage him, do whatever you want. And he went in. Listen to what he said when he went in. He was going to take Kyiv in 5 days, remember? Because it's part of the old Soviet Union. That's what he wanted to reestablish, Kyiv. And he, in fact, didn't do it at all. He wasn't able to get it done. And they've lost thousands and thousands of troops.
Go ahead, slide my dog Mike here, put a comment down there.
President Trump,
I never said that.
For 1 minute, I just want to go back to my original question.
Oh, yeah, Putin and Kim Jong-un is definitely laughing at this shit. But Kim Jong-un can laugh all he want to laugh at that little ass shit he got going over there. We'll run down on that shit.
This is a war that never should have started. If we had a leader in this war, he led everybody along. He's given $200 billion now or more
to Iran.
Every war should have
He's
been
given
started.
$200 billion. That's a lot of money. I don't think there's ever been anything like it. Every time that Zelensky comes to this country, he walks away with $60 billion. He's the greatest salesman ever. And I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking anything. I'm only saying the money that we're spending on this war, and we shouldn't be spending, it should have never happened. I will have that war settled between Putin and Zelensky as president-elect before I take office on
What you gonna do,
20th.
Pete?
I'll have that
What you
war
gonna do,
settled.
Big T?
People being killed so needlessly,
giving away billions of dollars.
and I will get it settled, and I'll get it settled fast before I take office.
Oh, yeah, they need some more traction than them boots that they got over there.
The fact is that Putin is a war criminal. He's killed thousands and thousands of people, and he has made one thing clear. He wants to reestablish what was part of the Soviet Empire, not just a piece. He wants all of Ukraine. That's what he wants. And then you think he'll stop there? Do you think he'll stop when if he takes Ukraine?
Yeah, no.
What do you think happens to Poland? What do you think of Belarus?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think happens to those NATO countries?
Oh,
and so
yeah.
if you
Kim
want
Jong-un, see this soft ass down. I don't care nothing about his little chubby ass. He too.
If in fact he does what he says and walks away. By the way, all that money we give Ukraine are from weapons we make here in the United States. We give them the weapons, not the money at this point. And our NATO allies have produced as much funding for Ukraine as we have.
That's why weapons cost money.
That's why we're strong.
Thank you. Moving on to the Middle East.
The weapons cost money.
They give them all the used weapons from Chicago.
Killing more than 1,000 people and taking
And they got
hundreds
the new
of
shit then.
hostages. Among those held and thought to still
Chicago,
be alive are
that's the way they
5
go test the pistols out at.
Israel's response has
Yeah,
killed
Chicago
thousands
test
of
them
people
out
Gotta
and
get
they
the money
created
from
a
somewhere, Joe.
humanitarian
Somebody
crisis
paying
in
for the
Gaza.
weapons. I know you
President
ain't
Biden,
dropping money down. You're
You've
giving
put
them the
forward
weapons. It's
a
just the same.
proposal to resolve this conflict, but so
So we
far
ain't giving them money,
Hamas
we
has
just giving them
not
weapons.
released the remaining hostages, and Israel is continuing its military
slick.
offensive in Gaza. So
seen-
what
I
additional
seen somebody- I
leverage
seen a
will
trunk
you
full of
use
switches.
to get Hamas and Israel to end the war? You have 2 minutes.
Number
All right,
one,
don't beef, fellas. Get your
everyone
shit off.
from the United Nations Security Council
Whoa,
straight through the G7.
Boy, I almost
the Israelis
malfunctioned up
and
there.
himself have endorsed
Damn, I
the
gotta
plan
take a
put
shot.
forward.
Mike said I
Endorsed
gotta
the
take a
plan put
shot
forward.
every time this motherfucker
Which has 3 stages.
stall
to it.
out.
The first stage is trade the hostages for a ceasefire.
Damn, I gotta take another
Second
shot.
phase is a
But
ceasefire.
you
how
give
long
them
is the
power.
debate?
Why ain't you doing that
The
now?
third phase is no.
No, I'm
They've been
concerned
fighting
about
since
Joe.
October.
The
Why
only
you
one who
ain't?
wants the war to continue?
Why you
is
ain't
Hamas.
negotiated this already?
Number one. They're
And
the
you
only
could be
ones
up
standing
one.
out.
Hey,
You know what
Hey,
I'm
bro,
saying?
listen.
hard.
Yeah, you do this
Y'all
every
next.
time.
Get them to
Yeah,
accept.
y'all
In the
next,
meantime,
bro.
What's
You do
happening
this every time.
in Israel? We're finding the only thing I've denied Israel.
Motherfucker trying to
is
sway the vote, ain't it?
2,000-pound bombs.
Yeah, yeah, you
They
see,
don't work
he
very well in
politicking with
populated
Trump.
areas. They kill a lot of innocent
Y'all
people.
2 minutes
We're
next, bro.
providing
Vibe
Israel
out.
with all the weapons they need and when they need them. And by the
How
way,
long is this shit? 'Cause I
I'm
don't
the
think
guy
Joe
that
gonna make it.
organized the world
He
against
malfunctioned
Iran
already. I
when
think that
they
only
had a
did like
full-blown
45 minutes.
intercontinental ballistic missile attack on Israel.
These
No
words
one was
beating
hurt.
your ass,
No,
boy.
one Israeli was accidentally killed.
Watch
and
Nova be quiet the
it
whole
stopped.
time Trump talk
We
like
saved Israel. We are the biggest producer.
And you
of
respect like it's
support
at
for
church. He
Israel
can
of
raise his
anyone in
hand,
the
try to
world.
speak.
And so they're 2 different things. Hamas cannot be allowed to be continued. We continue to send our experts and our intelligence people as to how they can get Hamas like we did bin Laden. You don't have to do it. And by the way, they've been greatly weakened, Hamas, greatly weakened, and they should be. They should be eliminated. But you've got to be careful for using certain weapons among population centers.
Just going back to Ukraine for 1 second. We have an ocean separating us. The European nations together have spent $100 billion or maybe more than that, less than us. Why doesn't he call them and say, you got to put up your money like I did with NATO? I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. The Secretary General of NATO said Trump did the most incredible job I've ever seen. They wouldn't have any. They were going out of business. We were spending almost 100% of the money was paid by us. He didn't do that. He's getting all. You got to ask these people to put up the money. We're over $100 billion more spent, and it has a bigger impact on them because of location, because we have an ocean in between. You got to ask them. As far as Israel and Hamas, Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one who wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
President Biden, you have a minute.
I've never heard so much foolishness. This is a guy who wants to get out of NATO. Are you going to stay in NATO? He's going to pull out of NATO. The idea that we have our strength lies in our alliances as well. It may be a big ocean.
Right on that, Joe.
If we're able to avoid a war in Europe, a major war in Europe, what happens if, in fact, you have Putin continue to go into NATO? We have an Article 5 agreement. Attack on one is attack on all. You want to start the nuclear war he keeps talking about, go ahead. Let Putin go in and control Ukraine and then move on to Poland and other places. See what happens then.
Me personally, I don't think neither one of these motherfuckers got an answer to this shit.
By the way, I got 50 other nations around the world to support Ukraine, including Japan and South Korea, because they understand that this kind of dislocation has a serious threat to the whole world peace. No major war in Europe has ever been able to be contained just to Europe.
President Trump, just to follow up, would you support the creation of an independent Palestinian state in order to achieve peace in the region?
I'd have to see, but before we do that,
Told you.
The problem we have is that we spend all the money. So they kill us on trade. I made great trade deals with the European nations because if you add them up, they're about the same size economically. Their economy is about the same size as the United States. And they were no cars, they don't want anything that we have, but we're supposed to take their cars, their food, their everything, their agriculture. I changed that. But the big thing I changed is they don't want to pay. And the only reason that he can play games with NATO is because I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. I said, and he's right about this, I said, no, I'm not going to support NATO if you don't pay. They asked me that question. Would you guard us against Russia at a very secret meeting of the 28 states at that time, nations at that time.
Getting away the
they said,
secrets?
if you don't pay, I won't do that. And you know what
Getting
happened?
away.
Billions and
Illuminati
billions
meetings
of
and
dollars
shit,
came
man.
You already
flowing
got in
in the
trouble
next
for secret
day and the
documents.
next
Yo,
month.
fuck is going on,
Giving
bro?
away
Now we're
classified
in the same
meetings.
position.
Yeah,
We're paying
secret
everything
meeting, only
else.
28 people
Cut
at
the
the
tape.
meeting.
Issue of democracy, former President
Diddy
Trump,
showed up.
I want to ask you about January 6, 2021. After you rallied your supporters
what's
that
up,
day,
Steph?
some of them stormed
brought
the
Steph over
Capitol
to
to
YouTube
stop
so
the
you can pin her
constitutionally
comment.
mandated counting
going
of
off and-
electoral votes.
Oh, yeah, we gonna
As
pin. I
president,
know
you
Steph
swore an
on.
oath
Steph,
to
what
quote,
up?
preserve, protect, and defend, unquote, the Constitution.
Come in peace.
What do you say to voters who believe that you violated that oath through your actions and inaction on January 6th and worry that you'll do it again?
Well, I don't think too many believe that. And let me tell you about January 6th.
Let's hear
On
it.
January 6th, we had a great border. Nobody coming through, very few. On January 6th, we were energy independent. On January 6th, we had the lowest taxes
man,
ever.
you know what the hell we
had the
talking
lowest
about on January
regulations
6th.
ever.
Oh,
On
yeah,
January 6th, we were
January
respected all
6th,
over the
y'all
world.
ran down on the
All over
Capitol.
the world, we were
Goons.
respected.
Yeah.
And then he
Goons in the
comes in, and we're now
I
laughed
seen
at.
Nova in
We're
that bitch with
bunch
a
of
with a
stupid
Viking
people.
cap.
Nova
What
led them
happens in
motherfuckers.
the
Nova
United
led the
States'
charge.
reputation under this man's leadership
Boom.
is horrible, including
ain't said shit
weaponization, which
about
I'm sure
January
at some
6th.
point you'll be talking about,
Silky.
where he goes
Change
after
the-
his political opponent
Change the
because he can't
conversation
beat
like
him
a
fair
woman,
and square.
like a wife.
Yeah.
You have 80 seconds left. My question was, what do you say to
Post that
those
comment.
voters
Sleepy
who
Joe, you
believe
gotta cook 'em on this one.
violated
Russian
your constitutional
immigrant.
oath
Let's
for
see
your
this.
actions and inactions
Sleepy
on
Joe, you
January
gotta cook
6,
'em on this.
2021, and worry that you'll do it again?
Well, I
Sleepy
didn't
Joe
say
can't
that
cook
to
nothing.
anybody. I said peacefully and patriotically.
he
and Nancy
taking over the time
Pelosi,
again.
if you just watched the news from 2 days ago, on tape to her daughter, who's a documentary filmmaker, they say, but she's saying, oh, no, it's my responsibility.
taking
I
up
was
Joe's time.
responsible for this. Because I offered her 10,000 soldiers or National Guard, and she turned them down. And the mayor of, in writing, by the way, the mayor, in writing, turned it down, the mayor of D.C. They turned it down. I offered 10,000 because I could see, I had virtually nothing to do. They asked me to go make a speech. I could see what was happening. Everybody was saying they're going to be there on January 6th. They're going to be there. And I said,
Nah,
you know
bro,
what?
you
There's
led
a
them
lot of
boys to
people
the
coming.
house,
You
girl.
could feel it. You could
You
feel
led
it
them to the
too,
house.
and you could feel it.
Nova,
And I
what
said,
you gotta say
they
about
ought to
your boy
have
leading
some
them,
National Guard or
leading
whatever.
your people to the house?
And I offered it to her,
In the
and she
words
now
of late
admits
Hold on, hold on,
she
hold on,
turned
hold
it
on.
down. And it was the same day she was, I don't know, she can't be very happy with her daughter because it made her into a liar. She said, I take full responsibility for January 6th.
President Biden?
Look, he encouraged those folks to go up to Capitol Hill, number one. I sat in the dining room off the Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours watching, begging, being begged by his vice president and a number of his colleagues on the Republican side as well to do something, to call for a stop, to end it. Instead, they talked about these people being patriots and great patrons of America. In fact, he says he'll now forgive them for what they've done. They've been convicted. He says he wants to commute their sentences and say that
Some real shit, though.
He went to every single court in the nation. I don't know how many cases, scores of
talking about
cases,
some
including the
black shit,
Supreme
man.
Court, and they said,
I'm
no,
storming the
this
Capitol.
guy is responsible for doing what was done. He did do a damn thing, and these people should be in jail, and they should be the ones who are being held accountable. And he wants to let them all out, and now he
Put what
says that he
Steph said
loses
up there.
again, such a whiner that he is, that there could be a bloodbath.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Trump had no time.
What they've done to some people that are so innocent, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. What you have done, how you've destroyed the lives of so many people. When they ripped down Portland, when they ripped down many other cities, you go to Minnesota, Minneapolis, what they've done there
that was George
with
Floyd.
the fires all over the city. If I didn't bring in the National Guard, that city would have been destroyed. When you look at all of the they took over big chunks of Seattle. I was all set to bring in the National
is
Guard.
in
They heard that. They
disbelief.
saw them coming, and they
All
left immediately.
Debate. Look
What
at it.
he said about this whole subject
Yeah,
is
Paul.
so off. Peacefully patriotic. One other thing.
Yeah, the whole
Unselect committee, which
the whole
is
Minnesota shit with George
basically
Floyd.
two horrible
Same thing with Seattle.
Republicans that are all gone now, out of office, and Democrats, all Democrats. They destroyed and deleted all of the information they found because they found out we were right. We were right. And they deleted and destroyed all of the information. They should go to
Damn,
jail
no.
for that. If a Republican did that, they'd go to jail.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, I want to give you a minute.
Yeah,
The
man,
only
let's get
person
some
on this
real
stage
issues,
is a
man.
convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. And the fact of the matter is, what he's telling you is simply not true. The fact is that there was no effort on his part to stop what was going on up in Capitol Hill. And all those people, every one of those who were convicted,
really is a felon.
deserves to be convicted. The idea that they didn't kill somebody.
I can't even hire a motherfucking felon in the Coast Guard. And this motherfucker running the country.
Occupied offices, turned over desks.
He's a better candidate right now. Like
the idea that those people.
It's like cognitively.
Come on. When I asked him the first two debates we had, first time around, I said, will you denounce the Proud
let me hire some felons, then we'll fix the military problem.
Yeah, damn sure will. Load up in Chicago.
These guys, we denounce the people we're talking about now.
You got one running the country. Let me hire these motherfuckers. We ain't got Trump. That's how we send all the felons.
Put Steph comment up there.
I'm going to give you a minute, President Trump, for a follow-up question I have. After a jury convicted you of 34 felonies last month, you said if reelected, you would, quote, have every right to go after, unquote, your political opponents. You just talked about members of the Select Committee on January 6th going to jail. Your main political opponent is standing on stage with you tonight. Can you clarify exactly what it means about you feeling you have every right to go after your political opponents?
Well, I said my retribution is going to be success. We're going to make this country successful again, because right now it's a failing nation. My retribution is going to be success. But when he talks about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted felon at a very high level. His son is convicted, going to be convicted probably numerous other times. Should have been convicted before, but his Justice Department let the statute of limitations lapse on the most important things. But he could be a convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office. Joe could be a convicted felon with all of the things that he's done. He's done horrible things. All of the death caused at the border, telling the Ukrainian people that we're going to want $1 billion or you change the prosecutor. Otherwise, you're not getting $1 billion. If I ever said that, that's quid pro quo.
What the hell Malcolm X got to do with his stat?
We're not going to do anything. We're not going to give you $1 billion unless you change your prosecutor having to do with the son. This man is a criminal. This man, you're lucky.
He ain't no president.
You're lucky. I did nothing wrong. We'd have a system that was rigged and disgusting. I did nothing wrong.
Actually,
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, you have said, I'm coming right to you, sir. Well, you want to respond? Go ahead. I'll give you a minute to respond.
The idea that I did anything wrong relative to what you're talking about is outrageous. It's simply a lie, number one. Number two, the idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong. It's simply wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before. No president in our history has spoken like that before. Number three, the crimes that you are still charged with. And think of all the civil penalties. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean,
he did that to a porn star while his wife was pregnant.
You have the morals of an alley cat.
The morals of an alley cat.
Number one.
Joe got him one in. Look at him.
And moved. They moved.
I don't know, but Joe got him one in.
DOJ into the Manhattan DA's office to start that case. That case is going to be appealed and won. We had a very terrible judge, judge, Democrat.
You know you got him one with that one too.
The prosecutor were all high-ranking Democrats, appointed people, and both the civil and the criminal. He basically went after his political opponent because he thought it was going to damage me. But when the public found out about these cases, because they understand it better than he does, he has no idea what these cases are.
He don't look at it. He's smiling.
About these cases, you know what they did? My poll numbers went up way up. You know that because you're reporting it.
He's like, I needed that.
More money in the last 2 weeks than we've ever taken in the history of any campaign. I don't think any campaign has ever taken. Hundreds of millions of dollars came pouring in because the public knows it's a scam and it's a guy that's after his political opponent because he can't win.
Trump hot, boy.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, you have said, quote, Donald Trump and his MAGA Republicans are determined to destroy American democracy.
When are they going to talk about like shit that pertains to the people, bro? Like,
this is our political system.
Trump will be voting against American democracy.
Like,
the more they know about
how to
what
take it
he's
serious,
done,
bro.
The more they know about what he's done. And there's a lot more coming. He's got a lot of cases down the road coming around. He's got a whole range of issues he has to face. I don't know what to do.
Joe getting this shit off.
But I do know
where
he has
is
a real
the
problem.
policies, Joe?
And so
Joe getting this shit off.
The president say that I'm going to
I came for the jokes.
you ever hear any presidents say that I thought Hitler had some good ideas? What got me involved to run in the first place after my son had died, I decided in Iraq, because of Iraq, I said I wasn't going to run again until I saw what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. People coming out of the woods carrying swastikas on torches, and singing the same anti-Semitic bile they sang when back in Germany. And the young woman got killed. I spoke to the mother, and they asked him. They said,
them some good people.
What do you think of those people? The ones who got killed, the one who tried to stop it, and the ones he said, I think they're fine people on both sides. What American president would ever say? Nazis coming out of fields carrying torches.
J Stub, you right.
The same anti-Semitic bile, carrying swastikas.
This shit the entire time, bro. Like.
This is the guy who says
they say some shit that pertains to y'all life.
And
now they're just trying to strike up the emotions of the people. Like look,
President Trump.
Jake, both of you know that story has been totally wiped out because when you see the sentence, it said 100% exoneration.
If you put a 3-page paragraph, we can't put that comment up there.
He didn't run because of Charlottesville.
That motherfucker takes the whole screen, ain't
it? He's not equipped to be president. You know it, and I know it. It's ridiculous. We have a debate. We're trying to justify his presidency. His presidency, he's without question the worst president, the worst presidency in the history of our country. We shouldn't be having a debate about it. There's nothing to debate. He made up the Charlottesville story, and you'll see.
This is every year. This is what goes on.
Every reasonable actor has.
We the entertainment country, bro. We entertaining the world right now. That's our biggest export, entertainment.
He knows that, and he didn't run because of Charlottesville. He used that as an excuse to run.
Instagram, Twitter beef right now.
President Biden?
I'm just glad niggas ain't getting involved with like the doggone verses right now.
And the idea that somehow that's the only reason I ran. I ran because I was worried a guy like this guy could get elected. If he thought they were good people coming out of that forest, carrying those woods, carrying those torches, then he didn't deserve to be president.
We don't care nothing about the torches and the stuff no more.
The idea that he's talking about all this being fabricated, we saw with our own eyes.
We know both of y'all motherfuckers racist.
We saw the people breaking
what are
windows.
You talking about?
We saw people occupying his own vice president. Look, there's a reason why 40 of his 44 top cabinet officers refused to endorse him this time. His vice president hasn't endorsed him this time. So why? Damn. Why? They know
his own vice president ain't endorsing him.
Why are they not endorsing him?
Thank you, President Biden. We're going to be right back with more from the CNN presidential debate.
That motherfucker worked side by side with him.
Bro,
he's like, I seen this shit.
This is we have.
If his own vice president ain't endorse him, that's some wild shit though.
You could minimize that till they come back.
Yeah, a whole bunch of nothing, man. It's hard to take the political system, like the entire process, serious, man. That's why, like, local level, I can get busy, but dog, like, this is unserious, bro. Like, they debating what Roe versus Wade every 4 years, the same stuff, bro. Like,
they haven't. You're right. They haven't talked about one tangible action.
Nothing progressive. Nothing progressive. Like what they're bringing new to the country, economic wise, technology wise. Nothing like that, bro. It's just like you should be showcasing like kind of like a business pitch to the people.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the vibes of what it should be, bro. A business pitch to the people. But
yeah,
unfortunately, we get like it's entertaining, you know, but that's all it is.
Yep.
Entertaining.
That's it. They just go on a bunch of accusations, going back and forth. Just like what are we talking? You haven't told us anything about how you gonna curb.
Man, lock that man up, man. Let's get this shit over with, man. Lock him up and doggone put Sleepy Joe to bed and find somebody else that's able to run the damn country. They do a doggone reshuffle. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta make no rash decisions right now. Reshuffle this shit. Neither one of these motherfuckers know what the hell they got going on.
You know what this is? This Zeus Network debate. This is Zeus Network debate right here.
I agree with that.
Them boys ain't giving us nothing of substance. Just a bunch of accusations. How you gonna trim down a $34 trillion deficit? What's your plan to cut that? What's your plan?
I don't care about that shit either. I need to hear about some real shit, man. Real life shit. The deficit. You think I wake up in the morning like, God damn, the American deficit's really like, we got to figure this shit out, bro.
I want to talk about some nigga shit. Let's talk about these reparations. Let's talk about
let's talk some progressive things, man. Real talk. Like let's talk. Like impress me. You want my vote? Yeah, you want my vote as a black man? Yeah, like none of that shit y'all talking pertains to what I got going on. But if one of y'all let the R word, let's
talk about closing them motherfucking wealth gap. Let's talk about that.
I'll be out there, bitch. I'll be out there waving, biting flags like a motherfucker if he get that reparation shit going. I'll be like them Trumpers.
What is tax 100%?
I'm flying flags and all that shit by biting. If he ever say reparations, I'm telling you, I'm pulling up. Come on. You got my vote.
Hey, Jay, you right. That's what this is. A bunch of name calling going back and forth.
Clout chasing
is unserious.
What is it
clout chasing for the nigga vote?
We'll keep spending. Nobody has ever audited and accounted for every penny that we spend and what we spend it on. We out here just writing blank checks for what? Budget is so fat. You got all these dead projects. Infrastructure is trash.
No, damn, this stalled out like doggone Biden.
I know, right? Bridges falling apart.
Like the people we talking to, our audience, bro, they ain't worried about the country's like finances. They try to worry about their own finances and shit, man.
Hell yeah. They looking at me.
Ain't none of us waking up talking about, man, the deficit's fucked up, man. We got to figure this shit out, bro. Everybody on our watching this waking up like, man, what they get us some reparations or something like that, bro? Like,
Glow.
Some first time home buy program, some shit they could put us on some federal grants or some shit, bro. Some
Glow
checks. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit, bro. But the deficit, man, fuck that deficit.
Yeah, no, motherfucker like, damn, I just went to Costco. That motherfucker like $1,000 bill.
Black mothers are still 3 times more likely
they brought these motherfuckers. That motherfucker back. Here we go.
Hold on.
Black Americans are imprisoned at 5 times the rate of white Americans. What do you say to black voters who are disappointed that you have
black people don't get emotional about this shit.
We acknowledge you made a lot of progress, number one. The fact of the matter is there's more small black businesses that have been started than any time in history. Number 2, the wages of black unemployment is the lowest level it's been in a long, long time. Number 3, we're providing housing for black Americans and dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporate relations that collude to keep people out of their houses. And in addition to that, we find that
he said reparations
the impact on the choice that black families have to make relative to child care.
Kamala, you got to put this shit in here.
Incredibly difficult. When we did the first major piece of legislation in the past, I was able to reduce black child care costs. I cut them in half. We got to make sure we provide for child care.
Trump know most of these motherfuckers ain't taking care of the kids anyway.
When you provide that child care protections,
So we got
you
increase
economic growth because more people can be in the job market. So
he gave a boost to our food stamp card.
Considerably more to be done. But we've done a great deal so far, and I'm not letting up, and they know it.
You have 49 seconds left.
You talking about?
What do you say to black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any black family, first-time home buyer, should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those black families and black individuals who provided had to take out student loans.
It's going to be tough, Trump. I want to see how you get out of this.
And if they were engaged in nursing, doctor,
and I got Kodak out of jail.
That nigga got rid of my student loans,
they
boy.
paid their bills for 10 years.
I free Kodak, baby.
All the rest was forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more for black families.
Thank you, President Trump.
Yeah, they ain't said shit. They ain't said reparations.
He's blaming inflation, and he's right. It's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing people. They can't buy groceries anymore. They can't. Trolling. You look at the cost of food where it's doubled and tripled and quadrupled. They can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation.
No plan
I gave him a country with
nigga, get to the student loans and reparations.
It was perfect. It was so good. All he had to do is leave it alone. He destroyed it with his Green New Scam and all of the other, all this money that's being thrown out.
He about to just rambled out.
He caused inflation. as sure as you're sitting there,
your boy about to ramble, bro.
The fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs.
How many black people come through?
No, he talking that
15,
shit. No, he talking that shit.
19 and even 20 million people.
He talking that shit right now.
Jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you.
Hell no.
Yeah,
I just had a motherfucking crawl through my attic. Something, man.
The economy was flat on its back. 15% unemployment. He decimated the economy. Absolutely decimated the economy. That's why there was no inflation at the time. There were no jobs. We provided thousands of millions of jobs for individuals who were in all communities, including minority communities. We made sure that they have health insurance.
Inflation?
We have covered. The ACA has increased. I made sure that there are $8,000 per person in a family to get written off for the health care.
But I didn't hear Trump policy on what he's going to do.
They tried 50 times.
No,
he wants to get rid of the ACA again. And they're going to try again.
No plan for us.
But he said the shit with the student loan.
The idea that
he said some tax credit shit for first home buyers.
We put more police on the street.
Neither one of them got no gangster shit going on.
He wants to cut the cops. We're providing for equity. Equity
I
and
had
making sure people
20 G's I was had paying student loans. That motherfucker wiped that bitch away.
He caused it by his tremendous
I ain't mad at that.
Feasance in the way he handled the pandemic.
Thank you. Another persistent challenge is the climate crisis. 2023 was the hottest
they got
year
off for
in
niggas
recorded
quick, didn't they?
history.
But they ain't got shit for it. They ain't say shit.
You might as well go ahead and log off now.
They ain't say shit, bro. They was like, fuck y'all, man. They ain't think about saying reparations.
Former President Trump, you've vowed to end your opponent's climate
do another
initiative.
So
all y'all,
will you take any
I
action
hope all y'all
as
motherfuckers
president
like they done
to
shit in
slow
their
the
pants.
climate crisis?
Exactly.
Let me just go back to what he said about the police, how close the police are to him. Almost every police group in the nation from every state is supporting Donald J. Trump. Almost every police group.
We know both y'all blue lives matter.
Population is horrible, including the fact that for 10 years he called them super predators. We can't, in the 1990s, we can't forget that. Super predators was his name, and he called it to them for 10, and they've taken great offense at it, and now they see it happening. But when they see what I did for criminal justice reform, for the historically black colleges and universities, where I funded them and got them all funded, and the opportunity zones with Tim, as you know, Tim Scott was incredible. He did a great job. Great senator from South Carolina. He came to me with the idea, and it was a great idea. It's one of the most successful economic development acts ever in the country, opportunity zones. And the biggest beneficiary are blacks. And that's why we have the best numbers with them in maybe ever. They're saying ever. I read this morning where ever the best numbers.
Different, ain't it?
He's lost much of the black population. Because he's done a horrible job for black people. He's also done a horrible job
like my
for
teacher today.
Hispanics. But wait till you see these millions of people pouring into our country, and they're going to take the jobs, and it's already started.
You talking that real shit?
You haven't seen anything yet.
That's
it's
what the fuck I be saying.
38 seconds left.
They lower the price and they taking jobs away from
to slow the climate crisis.
So I want absolutely immaculate clean water.
True.
And I want
I just had an illegal motherfucker who came in here trying to charge me $2,000 to climb through an attic because niggas don't want to do it.
And we did.
And he ain't got no doggone.
All forms of energy, all forms, everything. And
there's
yet,
black people that
during
do that
my
too.
4 years, I had the best environmental numbers.
And he said, call
ever.
them. And I called them. And them motherfuckers price ain't $2,000.
Statistic just before I walked on the stage.
But they do
actually.
it.
I don't know where the hell he's been.
Saying like the prices, as somebody worked in the industry, I can break it down to you like how immigration has like ruined
extensive climate change legislation,
landscaping, pest control industry.
We find ourselves
on some real shit.
Black colleges.
It's a land of opportunity.
$50 billion for HBCUs.
It's a lot of jobs that motherfuckers just don't want to do
because they don't have the kind of contributors that they have to build these laboratories and the like. Any black student is capable in college of doing any white student can do. They just don't have the money. But now they'll be able to get those jobs in high tech. We're in a situation where the idea that he is claiming to have done something to have the cleanest water.
When he started talking, bro.
Cleanest water? He hadn't done a damn thing for the environment. He out of the Paris Peace Accord, Climate Accord. I immediately joined it because if we reach 1.5 degrees Celsius at any one point where there's no way back. The only existential threat to humanity is climate change, and he didn't do a damn thing about it. He wants to undo all that I've done.
What y'all gonna do?
The Paris Accord was going to cost us $1 trillion, and China nothing, and Russia nothing, and India nothing. It was a ripoff of the United States. And I ended it because I didn't want to waste that money because they treat us horribly. We were the only ones. It was costing us money. Nobody else was paying into it. And it was a disaster. But everything that he said just now, I'll give you an example. I heard him say before insulin. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. I took care of the seniors. What he's doing is destroying all of our medical programs because the migrants coming in, they want everybody. And look, I have the biggest heart on the stage. I guarantee you that. And I want to take care of people. But we're destroying our country.
Connecting with Big T, bro. He be talking that real shit about this shit.
They're going to be taking over Social Security. He is destroying Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
He ain't lying about that. They're overwhelming.
The idea is that we, in fact, we were the only ones of consequence.
That's his thing. He's going to tell y'all that the migrants is fucking up everything.
How can we do anything? We're not able to. The United States can't get us.
Because that's what
one of the
his
largest
base wants.
polluters in the world. Number one, we're making significant progress. By 2035, we will have cut pollution in half.
This is like every country monitors that. I understand like every country monitors that, and the people should be concerned because we are losing jobs. Like you could say that black people don't want, but the stats are showing that certain jobs are going from the black class to immigration class, and the pay of that job is dropping. So you could pay illegal immigrants cheaper than what you would pay a black person. So while we may do a job, we're not going to do it for the same price as them. We'll do the job, but not for that lower price. And that's jobs leaving our community. And it's just,
but the difference is these different communities, like the Chinese communities, they will come over here to live with each other and work each other and build in their community. Our community wants to sit there and fight each other.
Two different conversations.
That's the difference. The Chinese will come over here, they will all live with each other. The Mexicans will come over here to all live with each other and build and all work on the same restaurant.
Nothing is done to Social Security. Seniors will see their benefits cut.
No, we're talking about like the way
over 10 years.
Like,
will you name tonight one specific step?
A Chinese family will come over here and work a job that a Mexican family will come over here and work a job that the average American, black American won't want to work. The whole family will build in that same job that the average black American
the people that have the job, the rich people are offering these jobs at a very low price. So you say, yeah, they're so prideful they'll come do these jobs. No, pay the job at a just 1%. It's a different conversation what we have, and we're talking about immigration.
Cost of Social Security for
immigration and jobs.
But the people
that's the whole conversation. Like
the dude who's climbing on attic is an entrepreneur. He's not somebody who's working for somebody.
To be able to guarantee the program.
Yeah, then this is not the same conversation.
So you still have 82 seconds left. Are there any other measures that you think that would be able to help keep Social Security solvent, or is that one enough?
Well, no, that one enough will keep it solvent. But the biggest thing will do if we defeat this man, because he wants to get rid of Social Security. He thinks there's plenty to cut.
Of migrants, so they abruptly cut the funding for the flood for the people that are citizens and gave all that money to the immigrants. Basically kick people out of hotels.
We nice as black people, bro. Like, we just be liberal. Like, yeah, everybody come here. Everybody deserves opportunity because we feel that we deserve those opportunities. So we liberally like give away a lot of our rights, bro, and we become the afterthought to a lot of the things that we fought for.
Look at the trucking industry.
Yeah,
you got
another
all
one.
Immigrants,
yes,
truck driving now, and they undercutting all the truck
drivers. All the truck is undercutting. That's what I'm saying. You saying black people don't want to drive trucks? Of course, but not for the same price that they're willing to drive at. Like, they're undercutting and they're cutting out our economy, our ecosystem a little bit. So it's not about like having beef with immigration at all. Like, my grandparents were immigrants, but as an American, like, you just got to look at it for what it is. Black American, they're taking away from our work class, lowering the prices. And it's messing up like our families and our communities. Like, that's just what it is. It's just plain.
8 years.
I just think the jobs that them people come in here to work, niggas ain't trying to work.
He lies. I've never seen it. He could look you in the face. About so many other things too. And we mentioned the laptop. We mentioned Russia, Ukraine. Everything he does is a lie. It's misinformation and disinformation. The losers and suckers story that he made up is a total lie on the military. It's a disgrace. But Social Security, he's destroying it because millions of people are pouring into our country, and they're putting them onto Social Security. They're putting them onto Medicare, Medicaid. They're putting them in our hospitals. They're taking the place of our citizens. What they're doing to the VA, to our veterans, is unbelievable. Our veterans are living in the street, and these people are living in luxury hotels. He doesn't know what he's doing, and it's really coming back. I've never seen such anger in our country before.
President Biden?
The idea that veterans are not being taken care of, I told you before. And by the way, when I said suckers and losers, he acknowledged after that he fired that general. That general got fired because he's the one that acknowledged that that's what he said. He was the one standing with Trump when he said it. Number one. Number two, the idea that we're going to be in a situation where
like a motherfucker,
all of these millions and millions, the way he talks about it, illegal aliens are coming into the country and taking away our jobs. There's a reason why we have the fastest growing economy in the world, the reason why we have the most successful economy in the world. We're doing better than any other nation in the world. And by the way, those 15 Nobel laureates he talked about being phony, those 15 Nobel laureates, economists, they all said that if Trump is reelected, we're likely to have a recession and inflation is going to increase.
You see what Steph said?
And by the way, worst president in history, 159 presidential scholars voted him the worst president in the history of the United States of America.
President Biden, thank you so much. Let's turn to the cost of child care, which many American families struggle to afford. President Trump, both you and President Biden have tried to address this issue, but the average cost of child care in this country has risen to more than $11,000 a year per child. For many families, the cost of child care for two children is more
just talking
than
about
their
truck
rent.
drivers, bro.
In your second term, what would you do to make child care more affordable?
Just to go back, the general got fired because he was no good. And if he said that, that's why he made it up. But we have 19 people that said I didn't say it, and they're very highly respected, much more so than him.
Bro, nobody gives a shit about what you said, bro.
He doesn't fire people. He never fired people. I've never seen him fire anybody. I did fire a lot. I fired Comey because he was no good. I fired a lot of the top people at the FBI, drained the swamp. They were no good. Not easy to fire people.
Drain the swamp.
But they were no
Maybe
good.
Rob was right, Trey.
People. I didn't put him there. I didn't put Comey there. He was no good. I fired him. This guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fired. He should have fired every military man that was involved with that the Afghanistan horror show, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. He didn't fire. Did you fire anybody? Did you fire anybody?
What you like to hear when you come when you sit down and hear your boy Big T? Like what's your topic you want to hear him just speak on? The deficit, the climate. That's our bad.
From mental institutions, did you fire anybody that allowed our country to be destroyed?
And
Joe, our country is being destroyed as you and I sit up here and waste a lot of time on this debate. This shouldn't be a debate. He is the worst president. He just said about me because I said it. But look, he's the worst president in the history of our country. He's destroyed our country.
Stuff.
Now all of a sudden he's trying to get a little tough on the border. He came out with a nothing deal, and it reduced it a little bit.
You boys ain't talking about shit, man. Just tell, like, one of y'all promised free peace on Friday. Y'all got my vote.
He wants to either be destroyed or he wants to pick up those people as voters.
A field day every month, like that type shit.
We just can't let it happen. If he wins this election, our country doesn't have a chance, not even a chance.
No, either one of y'all win it. We fucked either way.
We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
We're the most admired country in the world. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity. We have the finest military.
No, y'all making this shit embarrassing.
The finest in the history of the world. No one thinks we're weak.
You be getting lost in
two dudes up, bro. Nobody. Number one. Number
this
two,
is our option.
Nobody over the age of 35
we're talking about worst president.
Qualified.
I wasn't joking.
I'll vote for Charleston White if he had a vote.
159 or 58,
real shit.
Exact number.
I think he would have more like real policies that relate to me. You know what I'm saying?
He was the worst president in American history, best to worst. They said he was the worst in all of American history. That's a fact. That's not conjecture. He can argue
like,
they're wrong.
This is a 10-year-old argument.
The idea that he is
you the worst. No, you were the worst.
Anything to deal with child care. He did for virtually nothing to child care. We should significantly increase the child care tax credit. We should significantly increase the availability of women and men or single parents to be able to go back to work, and we should encourage businesses to have
affordable child care. I want to hear shit I care about.
More affordable, if you want to take your minute.
Just so you understand, we have Poland, we have other things that they rate him the worst because what he's done is so bad. And they rate me. I'll show you. I will show you. And they rate me one of the best. Okay. And
this is a 10-year argument, bro.
4 years, I will be the best. I think I'll be the best. Nobody's ever created an economy like us. Nobody ever cut taxes like us. He's the only one I know. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times.
I called this shit, bro. I said, this motherfucker's going to run again and win. I said this shit went after the January 6th shit. I'm talking about like a while ago. I said, dog, he's going to run again and win.
All my life, I'd grow up and I'd see politicians talking about cutting taxes.
I'm going to pull. I got to go pull them shows, bro.
We did more business. Apple and all these companies, they were bringing money back into our country. The worst president in history by far, and everybody knows it.
President Biden?
He ain't said one thing about child care.
He don't give a shit about y'all kids.
He will increase the taxes on middle-class people. I said I'd never raise a tax on anybody making less than $400,000. I didn't. But this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming in the country, you know what the economists say? That's going to cost the average American $2,500 a year more because they're going to have to pay the difference in food.
No, I just get it off
T-Mobile. Things that were important. Number 2, he's in a situation where he talks about how he has not raised. He's somehow helped the middle class. The middle class have been devastated by you. Now you want a new tax cut of $5 trillion over the next 10 years, which is going to fundamentally bankrupt the country. You had the largest deficit of any president in American history. Number 1. Number 2, you have not, in fact.
BT had a large deficit. That's your bag, isn't it? How you just abandon your bag for Big T?
The lowest trade deficit with China
since
the biggest? 2010.
Thank you, President Biden.
When he took office in 2017,
let's discuss an epidemic impacting millions of Americans that both of you have made a top priority in your first term, the opioid crisis. And for both of you, the number of overdose deaths in this country has gone up. Under your term, it went up. Under your term, it has gone up. Former President Trump, despite the efforts that both of you have made, more than 100,000 Americans are dying from overdoses every year, primarily from fentanyl and opioids. What will you do to help Americans right now in the throes of addiction who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
To finish up, we now have the largest deficit in the history of
our country
under this guy. Yeah. We have the largest deficit.
Bro, man, your boy whack, bro. Your boy ain't shit, dog. Your boy keep going back to old shit.
Money from China. I think he's afraid to deal with them or something. But do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries, and there was more to come. But he hasn't done that.
This man hijacked the whole debate.
He doesn't give a shit because it's too much money. But he's got the largest deficit in the history of our country, and he's got the worst situation with China. China's going to own us if you keep allowing.
Trump ain't got that. I'm with Stephen. Trump, that motherfucker got no plans, dog. This motherfucker just want to sit up here and troll people, dog.
And you can't let that happen. You're destroying our country.
Biden ain't got a plan.
See, there you go. See, there you go.
What are you going to do to help America?
Both of these motherfuckers ass. I won't put that out there. No.
To get the treatment they need.
All right, now I got to hit the drugs.
Very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had the 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever had before, any country, in every way. And then we had to get tough, and it was the drugs pouring across the border it started to increase. We got great equipment. We bought the certain dog that's the most incredible thing that you've ever seen, the way they can spot it. We did a lot, and we were getting very low numbers, very, very low numbers. Then he came along. The numbers, have you seen the numbers now?
His son came along. His son, the drug
people that I believe is even low because the gotaways, they don't even talk about gotaways. But the numbers of the amount of drugs and human trafficking in women coming across our border, the worst thing I've ever seen, at numbers that nobody's ever seen under him because the border's so bad. But the number of drugs coming across our border now is the largest we've ever had by far.
President Trump, thank you. President Biden?
Fentanyl and the byproducts of fentanyl went down for a while. And I wanted to make sure we used the machinery that could detect fentanyl.
Hunter was
big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border. And it costs a lot of money. That was part of this deal we put together, this bipartisan deal. More fentanyl machines, more be able to detect drugs.
The fuck is a
more
machine?
Numbers of agents, more numbers of.
I don't think they got them in the hood yet.
And when we had that deal done, he went and called his Republican colleagues and said, "Don't do it. It's going to hurt me politically." No, he never argued it's not a good bill. It's a really good bill. We need those machines. We need those machines. And we're coming down very hard in every country in Asia in terms of precursors for fentanyl, and Mexico is working with us to make sure they don't have the technology to be able to put it together. That's what we have to do. We need those machines.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, and again, the question is about Americans in the throes of addiction right now, struggling.
He had to tell him, hey, the question, he
like we ain't got the money or some shit. Like, we need those. Why we ain't got them? The fuck going on?
He had to remind that motherfucker what the question is about.
They're in Ukraine right now. In Mexico, not catch and release here. We had so many things that we had done. Hard negotiations with Mexico, and I got it all for nothing. It's just like when you have a hostage. We always pay $6 billion for a hostage.
Hillary
Put her up there.
Now we nigga talking about hostages.
Journal reporter.
He done brought up hostages on a drug conversation.
He's over there because Putin is laughing at this guy, probably asking for billions of dollars.
No, Putin laughing at both of you motherfuckers.
The reporter. I will have
Putin won't. He happy. He gonna lick his chops right now.
Before I take
like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck both of them up.
Literally, as soon as I win the election, I will have that reporter out. He should have had him out a long time ago. But Putin's probably asking for billions and billions of dollars because this guy pays it every time.
Like, save yourself.
We paid $6 billion.
Don't care who you vote for when it's time to vote. Neither you think one of these chumps finna come save your life and change anything in your day-to-day life. Neither one of these chumps is about to affect y'all day-to-day lives in a positive way.
You would be 86
I promise you that.
At the end of your
Still go
term.
vote, do your thing, but
how do you address
ain't no damn way.
About
Save
your
yourself.
capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Well, first of all, I spent half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person.
Well, them damn tables have turned, motherfucker.
This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less. I think you just look at the record. Look at what I've done. Look how I've turned around the horrible situation he left.
If you went from being the youngest person in politics to the oldest person in politics, you probably been in it too long.
More investment in America.
Dead giveaway.
Billions
Dead giveaway. Oh, you know, that's a brag.
And enterprises that we are growing.
Nigga thought that was a flex.
We brought awful lot.
He did. Nah, but that ain't a good thing.
The whole idea of computer chips. We used to have 40% of the market. We invented.
You should be like, yeah, both of us about the same age.
Because he was sending people to find the cheapest jobs overseas and to bring home a product. So I went to South Korea.
Man, turn these over that motherfucker off.
To invest billions of dollars here.
Yeah,
in the United States.
We cool on this shit.
Guess what? Those fabs.
He's the best argument for term
to build these chips. Those fabs pay over
$100
million.
Yeah,
don't need a
I
college
want
degree
Stephanie elaborate on that.
Billions, about $40 billion already being.
I need to know.
We can always bring it back up. We can mute it for a little bit. We'll tap back in with them boys. They got some trade. They got you at the top screen, cuz.
You got me on the doggone monsters jam, ain't it?
What's up with it?
Damn, I was on there for 2 seconds.
Kicking it?
I'm kicking a little bit.
So what y'all thought overall, man? We wasted our time a little bit. I thought it was entertaining.
It's,
per usual.
The back and forth, but they haven't really gave us any policies or anything tangible to take to say, okay. All I got from that is Trump has more wits about him than Biden. We see who's the sharper one.
No, see how he did. See what he did there. See what he did right there. Well, you smooth operator.
Joe got some shit off. Like, I don't know why you acting like Joe ain't get some shit off. Joe got some shit off, bro. The alley cat shit, and then like he was in his bag with a felon. Like he hit him back to back with some shit.
Was so slow and stuttery.
Yeah, it was
the
rough
delivery.
getting it off, but he got it off.
It don't hit as hard.
It
Cat was funny though.
Alley cat was hilarious.
No, yeah, that's it. See what I noticed. You biased with your shit. You're not all like equal opportunity with your troll. No, like you just spearheaded on making sure like, yeah, Joe fucked up on this. Yeah, they both are whack.
Bro, they literally talking about who's stronger.
Yeah. I was listening to some pre-show on MSNBC, and they were talking about like the new rules and the format of this debate and how you couldn't have anybody. So this is the first time they're doing commercial breaks, and it's also like you can't have nobody there like to go in a corner like a boxing ring and like have somebody coach you up and to ask questions. I think they should, right? Like the dude on MSNBC gave it the idea like he should probably have some of his running mates and cabinet people in there to discuss like topics and shit like that. You know,
give them feedback,
give them mics and shit like that so we can hear. I mean, that's how you get to a presidential situation, right? You get to see how he communicate with his team, his staff, how they break down shit, what he brings back to the debate. I think the debate could be like a little bit better and progressive than this format they got right here. This don't do shit for nobody. Like, if they want us to believe this is what presidents sit around all day and do, and this is not what they do. They doing real gangster shit.
These dudes
they making real gangster decisions. And we're talking about like
they're arguing about
changing diapers and shit. Yeah.
Who you about to say no?
They arguing about who can carry their golf equipment now. Like this is what we accepted in this country, bro. This is the shit.
What else we gonna do about it?
The fuck, bro.
Well, I think we all need to
throwing the Capitol with a Viking hat. Like,
let's go.
What we gonna do about it?
Don't vote for neither one of these. I think that's the best bet of rebelling is not voting for neither one of these motherfuckers. Though.
Man,
to be real with you, I think
that would show up.
Man, these folks finna go vote, boy.
She said y'all missing Trump's questions. Y'all want to hear this shit again? Bring it back up. Let's see what.
Bring it back up. Everybody wants to see it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I got it in my ear.
Yeah. Lock his ass up.
You know you gotta let that Trump ring off in your ear.
Yeah. That boy, he
probably
go
to sleep to Trump.
If the election is fair, free, and I want that more than anybody. And I'll tell you something. I wish he was a great president because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at one of my many places enjoying myself. I wouldn't be under indictment because I wouldn't have been his political opponent because he indicted me because I was his opponent.
Nigga, you a criminal.
He was a great president. I would rather have that. I wouldn't be here. I don't mind being here. But the only reason I'm here is he's so bad as a president that I'm going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. We're a failing nation right now. We're a seriously failing nation. And we're a failing nation because of him. His policies are so bad. His military policies.
I need both of y'all motherfuckers to bow out.
Insane.
I need both of y'all to be like, yeah.
Insane. These are wars that will never end with him. He will drive us into World War III. And we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very, very close to World War III. And he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III. They don't respect
neither one of you chumps. We just told y'all.
You want a World War III, let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO. Just do what you want. There's a thing called Article 5.
They're trying to fearmonger people
on all and required response. The idea, I can't think of a single major leader in the world who wouldn't trade places with the job I've done, what they've done.
Fuck out of here.
Because we are a powerful nation. We have wonderful people. It's because of the people, not me. It's because of the American people. They're capable of anything, and they step up when they're needed. And right now, we're needed.
That motherfucker's going to be happy to go to the draft when Trump gets that bitch.
And again, you want to have a war, just let Putin go ahead and take Kyiv, make sure they move on, see what happens.
I'll go fight for that motherfucker.
And other places along that border. Then you have a war.
President Trump, as I come back to you for a follow-up, the question was, will you accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins?
Just to finish what he said, if I might.
Oh, you want to answer that shit?
Russia, they took a lot of land from Bush. They took a lot of land from Obama and Biden. They took no land, nothing from Trump, nothing. He knew not to do it. He's not going to play games with me. He knew that. I got along with him very well, but he knew not to play games. He took nothing from me.
Oh, man.
But now he's going to take the whole thing from this man right here. That's a war that should have never started. It would have never started, ever, with me.
No, Trump.
And he's going to take Ukraine.
They put him in
you know,
we
you
going
asked
to
me a
World
question
War
before. Would you do this? He's got us in such a bad position right now with Ukraine and Russia.
Boy,
because Ukraine's
the way
not
these
winning that
motherfucking
war.
Army and Navy motherfuckers on TikTok.
Never settle until such time. They're running out of people. They're running out of soldiers. They've lost so many people. It's so sad. They've lost so many people, and they've lost those gorgeous cities with the golden domes that are 1,000 years old, all because of him and stupid decisions. Russia would have never attacked.
President Trump, the question was, will you accept?
She had to remind this nigga again. But the motherfucking question is,
yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these in a week. But I will absolutely. There's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country. I would be very happy to be someplace else, in a nice location someplace. And again, no indictments, no political opponent stuff, because it's the only way he thinks he can win. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
Let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner. When you lost the first time, you continued, you appealed and appealed to courts all across the country. Not one single court in America said any of your claims had any merit, state or local, none. But you continue to provoke this lie about somehow there was all this misrepresentation, all this stealing. There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what, I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea, if you lose again, you accept the you can't stand the loss. Something snapped in you when you lost the last time.
Talk that shit, Joe.
We'll be right back.
Joe said that was a crybaby bitch.
No, Joe might be up 1-0. Joe might be up 1-0, bro. I don't know, but I think the first debate might go to Joe, bro.
Yeah, Joe got the first one.
Here are the 5 things you need to know to start your day.
Get the news you need.
How about this for an earnings call headline?
In 5 minutes or less.
Bravo.
No, ain't trying to hit it.
Giving them free advertisement and shit. We ain't rocking like that. They ain't paying us. No, what you got? How you reading it, man? What's the compy box on the match right now?
Yeah, where you at?
I got Trump up 7 rounds.
Cap.
To 1.
You got Trump up 7 rounds?
Yeah.
This is how you saw the tank fight too.
Yeah. This how we know. This dead giveaway.
Dead giveaway.
Nah, man.
Man. It's just jokes at this point, and I think he's just getting his jabs off. I thought Trump would have way more jokes, but he's like in a more serious bag than they have been in the past. Is what I say.
Yeah, I think America takes the L on this.
No, he trying to take America. You don't want to say your boy ain't shit. Just say it.
No.
Just be like, hey man, hey.
We ain't got to nothing that's tangible, man. They would start. They'll give you a little.
Who put out the most policies though? Out of the
neither
two.
one
this
of
is
them.
like
one you got in office. The thing is, he has
your boy dodged a lot of shit, though.
No,
your boy dodged.
Listen, Joe hasn't talked about any of his policies that he is in office right now that he's doing. He ain't spoke to it. He didn't speak to any of them.
I'm with Gray Boy Jit, man.
He didn't speak to not one policy he got in place right now
it off of jokes.
That we're benefiting
just
from.
Like knee slaps is what I'm here for. This is an unserious country, so I ain't rating this on no like policy. There ain't no shit going down that I care about. Roe versus Wade, boy, I ain't going to the abortion clinic no time soon, boy. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I have an opinion about it, but for us to debate the same shit and not to get to like the cloth of what's going on in the economy and what's going on for the working class people, like real shit. No real shit.
Yeah, the reason why I give Joe the edge because it was too many times where like Trump ain't stick to the question. He didn't answer the question. He always like will like find a way to like weasel out and not answer what the fuck the narrator was talking about. And then they would have to bring it back up again for him and like to the question. When they say that, like when he go through this whole little rant of he spent all his time.
He low key getting more time to talk though.
Yeah.
What he does is he follows up what Biden just talked about. He gotta answer all the little snaps and Biden just did, and then they still need that answer, the answer, you know, from that question. So
after he finished his 2-minute rant, they still got to ask him the question that they originally asked him. So he getting to double talk a little bit. It's actually smart.
Biden can't even answer, can't even rebuttal. He can only answer the question because he can only remember the few seconds that's in front of him, and then he got to hurry up and recite.
Trump on the cup.
He can't go offhand. But man, it's just all I learned is Biden is an 8 handicap. He can't hit the ball more than 50 yards. He said Trump can't carry his own bags.
These guys we vote for, bro. Y'all for stand outside in the hot ass line to vote for these numbnuts.
These motherfuckers a joke, man.
This is incredible. I don't think people this age should be running the country, bro. Like
here
most
go
people.
closing statements.
Closing statements. Okay.
This about to be classic. This about to be doggone classic right here. Entertainment. Damn, why they put the doggone sleepy joke first?
That was left by President Trump in his last term. We find ourselves in a situation where, number one, we have to make sure that we have a fair tax system. I ask anyone out there in the audience or anyone out watching this debate, do you think the tax system is fair? The fact is that I said nobody even making under $400,000 had a single penny increase in their taxes and will not. And if I'm reelected, that'll be the case again. But this guy has increased your taxes because of the deficit, number one. He's increased inflation because of the debacle he left after the way he handled the pandemic. And he finds himself in a position where he now wants to tax you more by putting a 10% tariff on everything that comes into the United States of America. What I did, when, for example, he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare for the ability for the negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies. Well, guess what?
Wrap it up.
We got it down to $55 for insulin instead of $400. No more than $2,000 for every senior, no matter how much prescription they need. You know what that did?
Get the hell
that
out of there,
reduced
Joe. You
the
gotta
federal debt by $160 billion over 10
Hey man,
years.
somebody throw in
Because
the fucking towel.
I'm going to make
Throw in the
that
fucking
every
towel.
senior all along, it's happening now, and everybody in America. He wants to get rid of that. I'm going to make sure that we have child care.
How the hell you think I vote for
significantly
either
increase
one of
the
these
credits people have for child care. I'm going to make sure we do something about what we're doing on lead pipes and all the things that are causing health problems for people across the country. We're going to continue to fight to bring down inflation and give people a break.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, you now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Like so many politicians, this man is just a complainer. He said, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to get rid of this tax, that tax. But he doesn't do anything. All he does is make our country unsafe by allowing millions and millions of people to pour in. Our military doesn't respect him. We look like fools in Afghanistan. We didn't stop Israel. It was such a horrible thing that would have never happened. It should have never happened. Iran was broke. Anybody that did business with Iran, including China, they couldn't do business with the United States. They all passed. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, for terror, no money whatsoever. Again, Ukraine should have never happened. He talks about all this stuff, but he didn't do it. For 3.5 years, we're living in hell. We have the Palestinians and we have everybody else rioting all over the place. You talk about Charlottesville. This is 100 times Charlottesville, 1,000 times. The whole country is exploding because of you, because they don't respect you, and they have to respect their president.
No, but he's telling you to gas up the charger to go to Charlottesville.
What we did was incredible. We rebuilt the military. We got the largest tax cut in history, the largest regulation cut in history. The reason he's got jobs is because I cut the regulations that gave jobs, but he's putting a lot of those regulations back on. All of the things that we've done, nobody's never seen anything like. Even from a medical standpoint, right to try, where we can try space-age materials instead of going to Asia or going to Europe and trying to get when you're terminally ill. Now you can go and you can get something. You sign a document. They've been trying to get it for 42 years. But you know what we did for the military was incredible choice for our soldiers, where our soldiers, instead of waiting for 3 months to see a doctor, can go out and get themselves fixed up and readied up and take care of themselves, and they're living. And that's why I had the highest approval rating in the history of the VA. So all of these things, we're in a failing nation, but it's not going to be failing anymore. We're going to make it great again.
Thank you, former President Trump, President Biden. Stay with us because we have full analysis of this debate. Anderson Cooper and Aaron Burnett starts now on CNN.
Gosh almighty, man. I can't believe.
In the foreign countries I live, y'all watch and pray for us. Keep us in y'all prayers.
We don't want no problems.
We sorry. We was just playing. We sorry.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, Japan, y'all still got an advertisement for niggas? Might need to go ahead and get a massage.
You gonna go get a massage in Japan? Nah, you
they say, hey, niggas fly
we
free.
Are not dead.
They say niggas fly free.
We dead either way. Run for the hills. Nah,
they got to do more than draft, dog, because ain't none of these young boys finna go sign up for this type of shit.
They got the
I don't blame them either.
What they got the immigrants?
There's no way. I wish y'all, you got a tough job, Trey.
Yeah.
We full. We at 130% of mission right now. We full. We tapped out. We don't even need y'all little motherfuckers no more.
It's only 10 people in the Coast Guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They looking at it like, they see all these Navy niggas and Army niggas on TikTok shaking ass and doing all types of random ass shit. They're like, nah, bro. Hey, we signing up with y'all.
Oh, that's crazy. They twerking for recruits.
These motherfuckers go on TikTok. These motherfuckers shaking ass all on TikTok. I'm like, yo, what the fuck y'all got going on?
I mean, Coast Guard got a few that should be probably shaking their. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'd be scrolling.
No, we could business shop closed. Shop closed.
Okay. Yeah. But for the regular military people, it's a tough ask, bro, to have some young kid want to be patriotic watching this type of shit.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's hard, bro. It's just hard because I gathered nothing. I walked away from this enthused about nothing, bro. Like I say, I know his handicap in golf.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how we gonna cut climate change.
The last decent debate was with Barack. That's the last decent one. Since then, it's been this type of shit, bro. Every single year, I'm like, yo, what is this, man? This isn't presidential. This isn't what we grew up watching. Even though it was repetitive, like they've been doing the Roe versus Wade shit for forever, right?
Yeah,
it's repetitive, but it was presidential and it was like real, thought out shit in a, articulate, combative situation going on. This is clown show shit, bro.
Yeah,
I can't take this serious, man.
Minstrel shit
at all. And Steph right about the fact check, man. Like I don't know no state that's killing babies after they're born 9 months.
No, Trump will say anything. He don't give a shit. It's like Trump will say absolutely he don't give one shit.
Trump trying to get them boys riled up and hot.
They just asked him, "Hey man, if you win, are you gonna be a sore loser again?" He was like, "Shit, man, I don't know. Like if it's fair, shit might go down again.
I don't know."
And then he rambled, and then they had to bring it back and ask him again.
Hey, he said,
he
"Play with me."
Told everybody like, if shit get a little weird with the votes, like we may run down. Like
we're gonna run down on y'all boys, man. It might be worse this time though, but don't play with me.
This time I got a couple niggas leading the charge. I got my dude over,
and you gonna get stumped out with some gold boots and hit with the Bible.
Gold boots from the boot.
Yeah, gold boots with in the Bible.
My African American.
It's like two old drinking buddies arguing, bro, about nothing.
Yeah.
That's what that was. Two old drinking buddies that's arguing about nothing, bro. Like alley cats, golf clubs, convicted felons. Like what?
Man.
How you gonna fight climate change? Nobody said how they gonna do it. He just talked about I pulled out.
You ever been like misconstrued like for voting for a certain party?
What you mean?
So Mike's on he's in the comments. So our instructor, he was in the elevator. And he was in the elevator and then he white, big country ass white dude, and other white dude looked at him and like, yeah, go Trump or some shit. None of us was in. We don't know what transpired on the elevator, but he came back to the class fired. Came back to that class mad, and he was like, I can't believe that guy asked, got mad at me because I said, like both of these candidates are dipshits. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude was trying to, because he had on the Trump starter kit. Like from the outside looking in, he looked like he's a Trump voter. Big white dude, cowboy hat, big belt buckle with American flag on at the bottom of it. Say God bless.
Yeah, that's why TSA got you. That's why TSA got you.
If they do that to us, we'd be like, "What am I racist?"
Right.
Sometimes it be good observations. So
So they did it. So one of his kind did it to him. So he came back to the class mad, talking about this shit. Me and Mike just looking at each other like, damn, I thought you. Shit, we thought the same thing.
You need to step down. I'm gonna stick to local politics this go around. Might be our best bet. That's what we're gonna hold true to America,
bro.
right there.
That's why from the gate I said, like, pay attention to this shit. Like, look at what we fucking listening to. Like, none of this. Like, how is this gonna change our day-to-day lives, man? Like, none of this affects us.
Meanwhile, tagging Buttigieg.
Social media.
Meanwhile, Jeff Landry in Louisiana, he put the 10 Commandments back in classroom. He cut funding for the parks out there. That dude is unhinged over there in Louisiana right now, bro. Jeff Landry.
What do you mean by put the 10 Commandments back in school? Like, what do you mean? Like,
they got to be displayed in the class in classrooms now.
You beefing with the 10 Commandments?
No, because now what other religions? Other religions going to be like, what about us? But
this is a Christian country.
You can't say that. This is a melting pot.
Yeah, you can. Of course you can.
No, you can't. That's isolating everybody. That's Muslim, Jews.
No,
but you go to other countries.
They do the same thing. Like, what are we talking about? Like, America's getting too soft. Like, real shit. I respect everybody's religion, but this is what other countries do, bro. Like, and that's how you lose the country's pride. That's why people ain't signing up for the military and they ain't patriotic and shit, because like we too fucking friendly. We open the borders, everybody come hang out. It's just a free for all. No, like,
what's wrong with the 10 Commandments though? Most
my thing is, how you gonna put the 10 Commandments in there, but then take the real teaching of the history out? You got a problem with learning about true American history, even the brutalities of American history, but it's okay to put this religious stuff in there, but it's not okay to learn about actual American history. That's why I don't sign off on it. I can't applaud you on this hand, but then say,
I'm not applauding either way. I'm just like,
I just don't agree with it, bro.
I'm just ain't beefing with the 10 Commandments. There ain't nothing wrong with it. You read all the 10 and the motherfuckers, I'm like, that's most business structures are based off the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, this is solid. This is solid. I teach my son this shit anyway. So I'm like, 10 Commandments. Like, this is solid.
I ain't mad at 10 Commandments. Like,
solid.
I'm just saying, man, we can't even learn about our true American history, but I put them 10 Commandments up there.
But before history,
I'm not saying put either one. They just did it, right? I don't give a shit. If they wouldn't have done it, we wouldn't be talking about it. But they did it.
Shouldn't do it at all.
Up, so I'm just
shouldn't do it at all, man. Okay. Go to school.
They got the 10 Commandments up. I ain't mad at that, man. Yeah. I don't know why that was a gripe by you, bro. That's why I'm like, why?
Yeah, what they learn? What they learn at home? Like they ain't learn no what commandments they got at the crib. No, they ain't. You ain't teaching none of that religion shit at the house.
Just be good human.
Now, 10 Commandments is solid though.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's like core principles. It's no different than like core values, though. It's just like I ain't mad at 10 Commandments because it's a lot of the religions are like the same commandments. Like, so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I was about to take it to a deep bag, but we already an hour and 38 in. I'm about to go somewhere.
Nova, he in his shell bag right now.
What?
No, remember how Shell was last show? That's how Nova is right now.
What? No, I ain't like that.
What happened with Shell last show? Kush be big, bro. I be missing some things.
Yeah,
we too many. We told her stories was too terrible too many times.
Yeah.
She was ready to
stories
fight.
Was terrible though.
She was ready to fight.
Some of the worst stories I ever heard in my life. I still love her like a sister though.
Hey, we don't be nothing about that stats because I know you in the comment.
My whole
stats
thing
go
is,
tell
man,
it right now, baby. They be talking about you.
My whole thing about the 10 Commandments, and I'll say this: the reason why I ain't rocking with it in class is because we can't learn about true American history, and they use the 10 Commandments to enslave us and indoctrinate us into Christianity, and we can't learn about our own culture, but we got to learn about.
Are they teaching it or just displayed?
This displayed, and you got to see it, so you're going to inquire about it. Though
teaching it though,
it's still there though. That's what they use.
Both things can be true
us.
though. Like both things can be true. Like I think it'll be cool if they had both. It's unfortunate that they don't tell true history at all in our history books, man. Yeah. Whoever wins the war, write the history books, and they can spend their lives however they want to spend them. You just got to believe it or dig, and get some truth yourself. And that's in every country, not just America. But I would like both. Like both things. I don't think we got to do an either or on it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my opinion. I get if you don't rock with the 10 Commandments, then that's your thing. But like for me, it's not an either or. Like I think the 10 Commandments is dope for like the average kid to walk by and see on a regular basis. Like as an athlete, when I walked into the gym and I'm seeing whatever those inspirational quotes was about champions and shit like that. What the fuck just happened? Did my computer crash?
Might be. But you still going full speed on this end. You still good. So just keep it rolling like
okay, cool.
Rolling like ain't that
It's
shit.
weird. It's weird though. I don't know what just happened.
Put what Dylan said up there.
I can't see shit. What do you mean put it?
Oh,
hold on.
Oh, I'll read it all.
Oh, here we go. I don't know what just happened. That was wild.
Oh, we got a whole voicemail we ain't play. We got a whole fucking voicemail.
Bottom line, the white man peddle Christianity to instill fear. Yeah, I mean, it ain't just white men, bro. Like since the beginning of the time, like King James Bible, like was rewritten. Like, dude, if you believe in spirituality and you believe there's a God and all that, right? That can be a thing. Like, I want to just be fair to everybody's like perspective. So that could be a thing if you believe in God. And also somebody could take those beliefs and people could use it to manipulate you. Like that's a thing too. You have crooked preachers. You have people that like of King James was a politician directing a Bible. He was a king. That's like Donald Trump and Nova going to buy that Trump Bible, that type shit. It's the same vibes. Like, well, you like, why is this king overseeing a spiritual book? Like, because it's to control the people, and that's what religion does in a lot of aspects. Not just us; it controls the entire world. Like, people go blow up buildings because of their beliefs and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people that sacrifice their lives for religion. It's not just us. So, and those people a lot of times are manipulated to go blow themselves up and sacrifice themselves for the sake of a religion. Like, did y'all see the Jim Jones shit? That's what I meant to talk to y'all about. The documentary, Jim Jones, man. I didn't realize there was that many damn black people at the Jim Jones shit.
It was like
the
900.
church shit.
Yeah, out there in Grenada, I think it was.
Grenada.
He had a whole colony. Yeah. Took him from San Francisco, boy, had him out there. The feds was about to come out there, and he had him drink from the Kool-Aid, the barrel of the Kool-Aid. He made barrels of Kool-Aid.
Did you watch the documentary? He didn't. All of them didn't drink the Kool-Aid.
I know some of them escaped. Some of them was shot dead.
Someone was injected with that shit.
Yeah, taken down. He even got the Congress lady.
Where's
the
documentary at? You talking about?
I think it's on Hulu. Am I mistaken?
Oh, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, boy, that's where the terminology drink the Kool-Aid come from. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Jim Jones.
I was familiar with that. I just didn't. I was familiar with like Jim Jones and the cult and all of that, but I was not familiar with the fact that it was that many black people.
Bro,
right?
It was a lot, bro. It was a
lot. It was a lot.
It's still some
that
survivors.
Caught me off guard.
It's still some survivors that made it out. Some people had left right before everything went haywire because they seen the writing on the wall. Some people got caught and beat and they were killed. They were killed for it. That dude was just, man, like he took all those people. He had a church up in San Francisco, finessed all them people, and they followed him, bro, in droves. Droves all the way down there. And the thing is, the country turned a blind eye to what he was doing down there because he was paying them off and stuff. They just let him do whatever he wanted.
It's just like the motherfucking people who stormed the Capitol.
No, but back to that shit, like. No, I think that shit is wild. I think the whole cult thing, like that whole watching that documentary, just bro, it just open your eyes to like how like they manipulate and control you with your emotions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we lead off of emotions a lot. You feel me? But that shit caught me by surprise. And if you haven't seen that documentary, just go watch. I think it's a very well done documentary. His son's in it, speaking from his perspective, and his differences with his dad and all that, bro. Like, yeah, I think it was well put together. Some dope shit. I learned a lot.
And they were all
like
black.
Three-part series.
That's the crazy thing. They were all black, bro.
There was some white people out there, but I was shocked that it was like mostly black people.
It was like 98% black.
Like, this is crazy as hell.
Yeah. He erased a significant. It's like almost 900 people died. I think it's a lot of people,
bro. As they pull, they're like you can see they got footage.
Yeah, where they flying over the compound and they just spread out
like confetti on the ground type shit, bro.
They just spread out, bro.
It's the wildest shit ever.
Yeah, big blue barrels of Kool-Aid, man, poison. Yeah, and he was injecting, forcing it into their mouths, all kind of stuff, bro. If you didn't want it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know how much power you gotta yield over somebody's mind to be able to manipulate them. 900 people, bro. You got 900 people to die. That boy say Thanos some Kool-Aid.
He said apple and orange, but it's the same. It's in the same diaspora, in my opinion. But y'all want to listen to the voicemail?
Yeah.
Fire that up. Let get up out of here. What was at the bottom?
Yeah.
You still gotta play it. I can't play it. I can't see all the damn comments on this damn, man. My computer did something weird. I don't know what's going on.
I don't mind me. I'm just looking for the play button.
That what you get for laughing at me earlier? Cause
we ain't got no tech support, man. This is, this is self-produced. We do it on the fly.
That's a good observation.
We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. And while we doing this, y'all see the phone number down in the bottom. Call in, engage with us. Tell more people to come hang out with us. Check us out. I don't know if we're doing the next debate. We can't be wasting y'all time. We got better shit to talk about than be fooling around with Big Joe.
That shit was. I can't do that no more. I ain't got time to be doggone.
That was a good case study for the people, though, bro. I think we got to all see as a family, like, what type of shenanigans. They talked about black people for like 3 minutes and got up out of there real quick. Trump ain't talking about it for black people like for 1 minute. He just said that Biden called us super predators and shit.
Just giving y'all boys y'all flowers. Appreciate everything. I go way back, all the way to the first episode, all the way when they had my boy Champagne Reek on the. Again, just giving you boys flowers. Just appreciate the new format. Seeing the show elevate from where it started from to where it is now. Just appreciate everything y'all do for the culture, from everything, from the therapy talk to life gems that you drop on us and the funny, everything, man. Just appreciate y'all and just keep praying that God bless y'all with much more fire content that y'all get to people. And y'all had me on that question of the celebrity y'all want to punch in the face. You was right. I damn sure, living in Florida, want to punch the hell out of goddamn Ron DeSatan's face. He done messed up Florida even worse. But hey, that's what we got to deal with. So just again, prayers up to you boys. Thank y'all for the dope content y'all give us each and every week. And God bless.
That's fire, bro.
What's up? So who is that?
Love, man.
Jay Stubb.
Oh, Jay Stubb. Jay Stubb.
Appreciate you, Jay, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's love, man.
That's love right there, man. Good looking out.
Got some some merch, man.
Yeah, we got. Hey, Jay Stubb, shoot us your Addy, man. Shoot us your address. There.
Show the people what shirt you got on. What's your shenanigans? Before we get up out, what shenanigans you got on right there, man?
See that right there? I mean, stats start, man. It say lock him up, man.
I bet you won't go around January 6th and with it.
You better not leave Atlanta with that shit on.
No, I can't. Yeah, you're right. I might can't leave Atlanta with this shit on.
No, don't
I can't go to
the
airport.
If you drive outside of Atlanta in Georgia with that shirt on, it might be the last time we see you, my brother.
Go to Athens with that on.
No,
Andrew.
Oh man,
he getting punched.
No, see, the beauty about Atlanta, you Georgia, period. You can ride around with that thing. I can go to Athens.
Yeah.
I can go to Georgia and Florida with it. Like Georgia and Florida, I can keep the heat on me. So yeah, I can go.
But they riding down, they riding down about 10 trucks
deep, man. Yeah,
10 trucks
deep, man. You talking about you got your one pistol, man. The boy got salt shit busting through the back of your window. You trying to get out of Dodge with the recruiter car? They got a got a governor on it and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You can't even smash the gas in that motherfucker.
That's what
he got an eco boost. He got an eco boost.
Y'all ain't tell one lie. Cause I'm definitely. And they ain't gonna shoot. They gonna see. That's what's gonna save my life. Cause I'm like, damn, that motherfucker. He for the country. He for the people. I ain't finna shoot.
Nah, they're gonna say we draining the swamp. That's what we got him. We draining the swamp.
Is that what you told the rally before you took him to the? Is that what you told him?
He know. He be at the Maggie's. He know what they gonna say.
We draining the swamp.
I forgot you leading the charge on the next shit.
Yeah. My African American.
He gonna send a motherfucker my address. Damn, we gotta get this nigga off here.
That boy gonna try to stump on that eco boost. That bitch gonna stall out on him.
Yeah, you done told him. He done sent them boy my location. Damn.
Yeah, for sure.
Get this nigga out of here,
shirt,
man.
bro. All right, man. Peace, love, and blessings. We'll catch y'all on Sunday. We're gonna switch up the day. Damn, I'm talking like Biden. We're gonna switch up the days here in a minute and go Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
You know? Peace, love, and blessings. We out here. It's the Coach Uncut Podcast, man. Here.